Hello and welcome back to Oak City AVG Farms on Farm Simulator 25. We are back with our second episode in the series here, and today we are going to be trying to get the harvester dirty here, so that's going to be the goal for today. Turned around and kind of gave it some thought, and it's either time to spend money, buy equipment, and then be down to contracts, or turn around and see if we can flip a few fields. So we're going to go at flipping a few fields. That's a little more profitable, so that's kind of going to be the target of today. So we're going to break out the big John Deere here and take that out to the field. We have kind of decided that we'd go after this round field up here first, just because it's off of the main road, so no big deal if we got to delete some fences and whatnot up there, but also it is a round field and kind of looking forward to working one of those. So gonna head up that direction first and see what we can get out of that. Be a free field of wheat. As we look at it, you can always do contracts. You can field flipping obviously way more profitable, or at least generally speaking. So we're going to head out that direction, pick up some more pieces of equipment along the way. We don't have everything we need yet as our starting equipment. We are going to try to stick to as much of the Plains and Prairies stuff as we can. So today we will be picking up at least a wagon. We're going to need something to get the crop off the field. I suppose we can go either direction. Maybe we'll stay off the main road and try checking out the back roads as we cruise through town. In cab view there. Not the greatest. Turn around, big combine. Oh, the head's all over the joint. Whatever. As long as it's coming along, which it doesn't have a lot of option there. That's all we're going to worry about. At least we're cruising along at 26 miles an hour, which on a map this size, yeah, I would, whoa. Hey. Alright, back roads are apparently busy today. Who saw that coming? I did not. So yeah, we are going to have a little bit of a drive here. 26 miles an hour, only so fast you can go. I guess we actually should have gone up the main road because there's water there. Although we could go around it and come in the field the back way, so we'll just do that. Will be the plan, although avoiding traffic did not pan out all too terribly well. We do have some marker lights, not real super bright for the middle of the day, so we'll just leave those off. Oh, actually, that's another field. We could have just snatched that field as we went by. Maybe we'll get that on the way back. We're going for that round field. That was the target. Honestly, never been in a round field like that, so I want to check that out and see how that goes. See how the combine's going to work. That field seems like it's a decent size. Let me double check before I say it. Yeah, I mean, it's on a 40-acre plot of land anyway. Obviously, the whole circle is not 40 acres because it doesn't take up the whole thing, but still should be a sizable field to get us started. Nice place to get going, and it's going to be free wheat, so that'll get us started. And then I suppose we'll have to pick up forage wagons. We'll have to pick up a lot of things to actually get everything we can get out of this field, or we just take the wheat and leave the rest sit there. Options are endless. We're just going to get started and get the combine dirty. That's the goal. Get it in the dirt. Get to moving. Nice looking combine, obviously. We'll see how well until we end up probably switching over to Colossus at some point. Because they're way cheaper than this thing, and if we have to buy a bunch of these, we might as well just go with the Colossus eventually. But we'll see how all that goes. We're gonna see what we can get away with working with what we got. Alright, we'll detach that. Unfold this while we're at it. Grab. There we go. Fold that up. Nice and groovy. Alright, let's take a look at the data on this field anyway, just so we have a rough idea. A horrible yield bonus, 22%. Not surprising there. But it's free, so we're going to go with it. 564,000. Let's double check. Hang on, shut this off real quick. Go and we'll take a look from overhead. See if there's like tons of fences or anything else we have to delete around this field. Won't let you sell it if there's fences around it, so we are going to have to delete some of these fences, but that's fine. These are going to be too close to the range. Nice thing with this map is you don't even have to own the land, and you can get rid of the fence, so we'll just move or remove that real quick. It's going to be easy to keep track of which fields we've worked over or not because of the fence lines. Alright, hopefully that is enough. If it's not, it won't let us sell it. We'll figure it out when we go to get rid of it. Although, actually, I suppose we could check right now if we go... Well, we can't, actually, until we haven't even bought it. Will it let us sell it? Yep, it will. So we are rid of the fences where we needed to. Cool, cool. We are in business. So with that, we are going to get this thing fired up and jump in the field. Oops, didn't realize the straw swath was on. That's okay, I'm sure we can get that picked up easy enough. Head into our GPS, set that up and get going. That's cool. Big hedgerow on the outside. That's cool. There is a mod for one of the center pivot irrigation systems, watering systems. They consider putting some of those in. That would be cool on a map like this. Not really sure. Tons of options and ways for us to be able to go on this map, that's for sure. Have a lot of fields that we can run together and turn around and make much bigger, which is kind of the idea, is like turn this map where there are a bunch of fields. The long goal is going to be to turn around and create and work some really big fields, not only on the outside wilderness stages, but what's in with the fields here on the inside. So we should be all about big fields at some point as we get to progressing. Just starting, that's kind of why we're just going to start with a shotgun start and absolutely, you know, bigger equipment and stuff like that, and go ahead and just go with Plains and Prairies equipment to start and then upsize from there, as the goal is going to be to kind of try to work the whole map. So somewhere, you know, a lot of acreage is going to be the eventual goal, and how much we can actually, you know, actively work is going to be the goal. So we'll definitely be getting some help along the way from people, and obviously the AI will be putting into work. At this point, like, anytime we're flipping fields or snatching fields like this, try not to use the AI. It's one thing, like, gotta have some kind of limiting factors in time, is that we're not going to take the time below 1 times speed at all. So whatever we can't get done, we can't get done in that time. Just what it's going to be. Run real time or faster. There will be enough skipping ahead of time, I'm sure, as we go. We could turn around and work out the rest of this month and just try to snatch every field we can possibly snatch, but I don't think we're going to do that. Be decent just to get a little bit of wheat started and some straw just to get a little bit into the silos and whatnot. Maybe sell some. We just kind of have to see how much we yield. Obviously, the yield bonuses are not great. We didn't set up these fields. It's the first growth thing. To me, I think it always seems like the first time growth on the map is never really a great yield. But that could just be in my head too. I haven't really honestly started that many different maps. For all the hours that I do have in the game, they're on the same maps really. So we'll just kind of see how this map goes and what we get. Looks like we may almost fill up just on the opening hedgerow here. We're going to get pretty close. Oh, not that close, I guess. We're only at 60, so probably not going to yield a lot off of this, but it would give us some feed and some straw anyway if we want to do like chickens or something like that. Combine working just fine with this head. This is the Colossus head. But this one, unlike a lot of the John Deere heads, has its own wheels. And that was really a deciding factor. So, alright, we're just going to head down here so we can get a row. Hopefully we can get a whole row without turning around and filling up in the middle of the field. That's going to be what we're trying to avoid. Which I think we'll be able to get across the field here without filling up. So this thing is going to fill pretty fast. Looks good in the field though. I will say that. And working well. Alright, cool. That at least gets us through. Keep that straight for pickup. Jeez. Slow to stop the swath draw. Roll that, and obviously this one we're going to fill up on, so that's going to give us a chance to go get a wagon. Get a wagon and a tractor. Yeah, that is full. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was all me. Dawdling along, looking at the grain bin, how full it is. Like, that's really full. Start dumping everything around. Okay, we gotta find the new one. That's not the new one. This is the new one. Alright, so that's what we're gonna go with. Bam. Slow loading. Huge 500 horsepower. That takes 500 horsepower to run it. Okay. Wow. Alright, well, we'll buy that. We're going to keep it in the stock color just because then we'll know that that's that. So 500 horsepower, which means we don't have a tractor that's going to run that, do we? I don't think we do, because the biggest tractor we have... Let's go take a look. The biggest tractor we picked up so far was what? This one? Well, 470, and we would have upgraded if there was an upgrade, which there isn't an upgrade. So 470, that's really close to running it. What was this one? 400, if I remember right. Something like that. Yeah. So that one's not gonna run it. This will. That is super slow. This one is a little faster. It's got. Wow, that is super expensive. I wonder if we just try to see if we can run it with the other tractor. You know what? We're going to try to see if we can run it with the other tractor before we turn around and spend that much money on running an unknown. This is 400 horsepower, so we're 75 horsepower light. For science. Alright, so we'll pick that up, and then we'll go see if we can hook up to it, right? And make it work. Sometimes you just gotta see what you can see. Alright. Avoid the traffic. There's the trailer. I have a feeling it's gonna be gigantic. 500 horsepower trailer. Whoops. Alright. Oh, that is huge. Oh. This is not inspiring confidence. Oh, there goes that little tractor being our trailer runner. How does this work? Trailer probably doesn't go that well. It's going fast enough anyway. Alright, let's just head down the main road. Oh, that's... Yeah! Alright, well, we can boom this out. That's the cool thing. Auger wagon. Alright, how do we open the cover on this one? Right. Oh, snap. That's cool. Light the legit. Whoa, what are you doing, bro? For no reason coming at me. Yeah, okay. Well, we're not winning any races, but we are going to get down the road with the thing. So that's a positive. And we can extend the pipe out, so that's cool. We're just going to drive everybody insane as we go up and down the road, which that's okay. They're AI, they'll get over it, right? Just kind of cruise on down the road. Definitely not winning any races, so we'll get this one up to the field. Alright, now that we stuck through there, we can turn around and get this back over to our combine there and see. I didn't even actually look at the capacity on this thing. It's got to be huge, which is probably why it takes so much horsepower for this thing. I would assume once it gets loaded, this is going to be a little bit of a different adventure. Hopefully we'll have enough horsepower. If not, we will grab a bigger tractor, although that bigger tractor in the Plains and Prairies pack there, it looks like it's pretty expensive. So we'll have to work out what we're going to do with that. We could turn around and pick up a loan, obviously. Not really trying to do that. Alright, there. That should do it. Guess we almost could have gone with a longer pipe. Not gonna work just fine. There we go. Okay, so that's gonna hold a lot. I was gonna say a ton, but that would be seriously undercutting it. Uh-oh. And it's gonna rain. So that's gonna cut our harvesting, or at least, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're harvesting free stuff, but we're definitely not going to do it at a low yield. So the yield is already low enough. So depending on when that weather comes in, that's about how much time we are going to have to try to harvest. But then we're in our first load here, so we'll just kind of go with what we have there. All right, that's going to hold a lot. Yeah, I mean, definitely going to hold plenty. Not going to be a super fast process, but it's going to do the job for now. I mean, as far as starting goes, this is crazy equipment. Cannot complain. As far as big picture on the long end, we're going to have to work some big fields, so we're definitely going to be upgrading equipment and buying a lot more equipment, that's for sure. So we have plenty to do on this farm as we're just getting started in the first month. Hopefully the goal here is going to be to snatch whatever we're going to snatch and at least get to the end of month 1 today, or in this episode. That is the goal. End of month 1, whatever we get out of month 1 is what we get, which may be only this field, because quite honestly it's early. We shouldn't have a lot going on just yet, but making a little bit of extra money or stock every month is going to be kind of the goal. So though the more we do, the faster we can get things kick started and get going from there. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that tractor will at least pull that bin when it's full, because that really is the biggest thing we have at 400 horsepower. I can't believe that trailer is 500 horsepower. Giant trailer. It is big though. I mean, I want to say it holds like around 80,000 liters or something. When I originally looked at the stuff, like 88,000. It's a lot, but I do not remember right this minute. We'll see, because although we probably won't even get it full off of this field. Let's be honest. The yield bonus on this was pretty bad. But one never knows. Sometimes you get shocked and go, whoa. Because I don't even know exactly how many acres this is when you really think about it. I mean, you highlighted the whole piece is 40.13, but the piece stretches way out to out there. So everything up through there, which is quite a bit of land that's not actually in the field. So a little hard to judge. Maybe we'll say it's 25 or 30 acres of actual field. Alright, there we go. Trying to keep some straw swaths straight. We will. Looks like we have enough money after picking up the field that we should turn around and try to grab the other equipment. Although selling this wheat, there's honestly not that much wheat here, it doesn't look like, to make us a lot of money from selling it. My experience usually at the start of the game, everything is selling for rock bottom prices, so that also would not help a lot. Okay, what do we do? I don't want to do that. There we go. Easy enough, jumping back in it. Alright, so from here, I think we will just try to get this harvested up, and then we will see what our numbers look like. Alright, it looks looks like we are actually gonna fill this thing up. So I think, well, we will actually hit up. Okay, did we get that turned off? Yes. Good, that's turned off. So we will just turn around and keep harvesting the field, even though we know that's full. But I think we can get the rest in here. Hopefully we can get the rest on board, and then we won't have to worry about it. We will have to go dump that, so now we kind of have to make some of our first decisions, as in, do we keep that wheat for something else or do we sell it? I don't even want to look at the price because I'm pretty sure it's going to be rock bottom, which would say that we would want to turn around and store it. We do have, luckily, have some pretty good sized silos back at the farm, and we definitely could store it, but then if we want money to buy more equipment and to get going, we just got to sell it, and sell it for whatever we can. So maybe we'll try to sell this wheat. Maybe we try to sell this wheat and then find another little field that we can turn around and stick into. It would be nice if we could turn around and start storing some wheat so that maybe we can kick around the idea of getting a production chain going and start getting paid, so we have some sort of monthly income would be the nice thing. If we could pull that off, would be nice. Sights and sounds from in the cab. Have to say, this mod looks great. John Deere S900 or something, I think. I don't know. I'd have to look it up for sure. But, oops. Great looking mod. Does a really good job too. Have used this combine before. You know, does a great job. Holds a ton. It is a monster John Deere combine. So as far as realistic like goes, this is about as big, I don't know, that I know of anyway. Pretty big combine. Looks good, works good. Tons of optional flags on there depending on where it is that you're farming or what flag you would like to fly. So that's cool. Some customization in there. I know you can open like the side panels or something. I'm pretty sure you can open like the side panels of the doors, stuff like that too. A lot of options on it. And if you saw in the purchase when we bought it on the last one, tons of options and ways you can set it up as well. That's the one drawback, is that it does leave quite a long tail of the straw swath behind. It runs for quite a while, but that's not unreal, so there you go. Sometimes they be doing like that, especially when you have this size of head on here. Works great though. 0.0 complaints so far. Capacity could be bigger, but again, not if you're really sticking in that realistic realm. I don't think you're going to get much bigger capacity. So as far, ooh, no sir, we are not going to skip that. So far we have a clean field, we're going to keep it that way. We'll definitely get the rest of this in there. And then we'll have to figure out what we are going to come and pick up all the straw with as well. Nothing in the plains and prairies for straw pickup there, so we're kind of unlimited in our options, which there are a lot of options. Let's be real. We could bale, we could do all kinds of stuff, I suppose, actually. Alright, let's turn around. Let's get this over here. And then we'll shut that off for the time being. This we're going to have to jump into. And now hope that we can figure out how to sell it. I suppose it's also in an auger wagon. Wait a minute. Before we turn that on, let's go take a look. I didn't want to look, but we're going to have to look because maybe we sell it somewhere different. Who knows? Wheat. Of course, rock bottom pricing as we were thinking. At least we get a little better on here, but not much. It looks like 864. Where is that place? Red Rock Harvest. Let's tag that one. Where is that? Where is that? Red Rock Harvest. In town. Oh yeah, right. That's gonna be a dream come true in the tractor that we're driving. And boy, I wonder if I should get something. Whatever. We're gonna try to see what we end up with. Just what it is. Let's go. This should be interesting. Now that it's super heavy, I have to say the cover on there is great. That's awesome. Incredible. Absolutely dig it. Oh, we better get out on this side. Yo, this is gonna be an interesting drive. I think as long as we don't have to stop, we'll be doing alright once we get to moving. Obviously, this more of a field. I don't know. This is more of a field chaser, I suppose, than a dump to a truck. But if we can get away with... Oh, well, I don't know, right? Because I could turn around. We could sell it right here for almost as much money. Or I could turn around and buy a truck and trailer and transport this stuff more like it should be. I mean, this is cool to get around it. Oh, it's like, do you want to spend money? But driving around like this is crazy. So yes, we're going to spend some money because this is going to just be insane. So let's go ahead and do, oops, not yet. Let's turn that off. And then we will go, sadly, spend some more money. Oh yeah, big bummer. Now let's go spend a little more money and see what we can get. We got trucks. Obviously, we have all the base game trucks up here. Optional, I would generally go with the Volvo just because speed and yeah, speed and power. It's got it. But we're going to turn around and go with this mod anyway. Lizard Motors TLX Phoenix. This thing is great. It's on the mod hub. Nice truck. Let me see. Isn't there one? Right, that's what we want to do. We don't need the all-in. We're going to go with this one, which is the configuration one. Does add 21,000, but it like pretty much customizes and sets up the truck, so don't have to do a heck of a lot. Oh, we can change our wheels, so we could get more off-roady. And it doesn't really cost much. You gotta be careful though, because you don't want to turn around and up. Don't really want to up this the height of the fifth wheel there too much. We'll go with custom. Yeah, we'll go with custom lights, right? Yeah, custom. Sound of the engine. I don't know. Guess I honestly don't know what all the variants sound like, so we'll just go with 3 on this one. Vinyls. Ooh, That's not too bad looking there, right there. Okay. I think we'll go with that. Montana, that matches the map. Yeah, let's do that. So, main color. What are these? Sand. Slate sand. What's that look like? That's cool. Alright. Fenders. Keep those matching. Alright, liking it. This, let's go with, what is this? Is this like black sand? What is this one? Let's turn away. What do we get? Alright, liking that. Alright, I dig that. That kind of works. Yeah, right? No. Yeah. Kind of works. Wonder if I should turn this. Turn around and let's check what this looks like in different colors. Okay, the sands are what comes with it. What's the blue? Not in love with that. It's got a little bit of a, almost like that actually with the gray fenders. It almost isn't bad. I think I like it more gray. Let's see what this looks like. That's got a little bit of a blue tinge to it. Yeah, we'll go with the straight up gray. Keep it like that. That's a little bit of a mix, but keeps it simple. Rim color. Do we want to change the rim color? Is there like a... that's actually wheels, not rims. I think the rims will just leave them like that. That's not a horrible starting truck if we roll with that. Let's just roll with that. 103,000, obviously not super cheap. Wait a minute. And then... oh, we probably should have upgraded the engine. Oh. That means we don't want that other one. We want this one because this is much faster. Figures. Okay. Well, that's fine. Wow, that's 19 grand to go 83. That's 1,300 to go 74. We definitely don't need to go 96. 83 would be nice. It's a $122,000 truck. That's fine. We're gonna buy it. It's a big map. We're gonna buy it. We'll sell the other one right away. Maybe. Yeah, because it's gonna be over here. Wait. Oh, where is it? No. It's gonna be here. Yeah, right. Now which one do we need to sell? That's the question. Probably this one. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Because this one tops out at 52. So this is the one we need to sell. And then that's the one we're going to keep. So sell you. Yes. Okay, we only lost 11 grand. That's not that big a deal. We'll just, whoops. You win a few, you lose a few. Now we need a semi-trailer. That's what we need. Base game trailers do not haul, like, basically more than that trailer. Actually, that big honking thing that's in the field already does. So we'll go with a modded trailer in this case. Because why not? 600. Oh, 600 is a lot. 400 is a lot. You know, for the time being, we'll go with this, which is an obnoxious amount. Unrealistic amount, obviously. Here. What are we doing here? Ooh, those are nice. No. We're gonna go with those tires. Big, chunky things. Says fun. Additional lighting, of course. We'll take that. Decals on the side. You know what? I think we'll just leave it. Decals on the back. Oh, yep. Going with that. Yep, we're definitely going with that. Okay, cool. Capacity, realistic. No, unrealistic. That's what we want. It's going to cost us an extra 25K. But we're going with it. Design color. I don't think we're going to change a heck of a lot on this one. Although I suppose we could turn around and make it match our truck. But I don't think we're going to do that with this trailer. This probably will not be a super permanent big fixture. Although, who knows? It may be. But I think at some point we'll be upgrading things anyway. So we're just going to roll with that. It's going to be another 110K. There we go. Just like that. Spending all our money. But that's okay. We knew we had much more equipment to get. We still do. Although some of that other equipment is going to be expensive. Oh, that's a little trailer for 400,000. Wow. It'll haul a lot, and it's little. Alright, that gets us hooked up. That's cool. Fine. Works for me. Don't think we have... Do we have a cover on here that I'm not missing? Or that I am missing? I'm not missing. I don't think so. Alright. Didn't see a cover. There we go. Jake brake. This truck sounds awesome. Yes, this truck I have used before. I dig this truck. The only one drawback, I think, of this truck is that it doesn't haul a passenger. So, if you're solo, this truck is great. A little bit of a bummer that it doesn't haul too, but this will turn around and definitely pay off and be worth it. I mean, we're going to be able to cruise back and forth for dumping that trailer much faster. This is going to pay off everywhere we go. Even having that trailer, honestly, we could just use this and pick straight up from the field, and we don't even need that trailer. There you go. Perfect. On the Jake brake. This thing just sounds awesome. Love this truck. Just a fun one. Absolutely looks great from the front. Haul longer distances. This is going to pay off to have. That's for sure. Alright, let's see if we can get this back somewhere where it's right. That's probably way too close now. There's no way that thing is gonna be that close. So let's get it out a little if we can. Somewhere in there should do the trick without banging our new trailers together. Although, I don't know, it may just be easier to straight use that than get this thing involved at all. Yeah, we're not lined up at all, but we can fix that. It's gonna be way too close, though. Alright, let's see. Nope, not bad. Alright. So that'll be the trick. Well, at least this will let us dump in the field. Though I'm sure we could get that truck and trailer will go out in the field just as easy. So this trailer, probably just about as soon as we got it, we don't actually need it. But it's just going to be way too slow to turn around and drive halfway across the map in this thing. Great trailer, though. Realistically, where you wouldn't want to be driving the truck out into the field, this is a great field picker, so probably still going to use it. We'll just see how it works. Alright. Let's see, because realistically, I think we could just turn around and jump in this thing and go grab the rest of that. That trailer is so big. There we go. We're gonna avoid ramming into anything. At least for now. Let's see. You see, I would think this is just as easy as running that off of there. That being said, I do like using that trailer and having it out in the field, so I just think we need a bigger tractor for it, and then it'll be fine. But we're too close on the horsepower, and it would be a lot. It is much easier getting it in and around the combine at the end of the day. So we'll just have to see what equipment we're working out with, you know, versus what we got. We definitely are going to use the truck for delivery purposes because it's way too. There's no way we're going to be driving across the map at 20 miles an hour. It's going to take too long. So we don't want to do that. Let's go. This combine is not the fastest unload, though. I mean, we're moving a fair amount of grain, but definitely not the fastest unloading out there. So if there is, there you go. That's one thing, I guess. This could unload slightly faster. Getting a lot done, though. I mean, that was a pretty good field to work over and get done. But we now do not have the money just to jump up to a different field without not if we're going to pull the straw off of that field. If we're going to pull the straw off of that field, too. Whoa. There we go. Lights looking good. That's the extra lights on the trailer. That's cool. Appreciate that. Looks nice. That's cool. Alright, let's get this thing out of here and go sell it. Do we still have that place tagged? No. Which one? If we go sell it there for max value was the kicker, right? Yeah, that was it. That's where we're gonna go sell it. We'll see what we get out of it. I mean, it's 100,008. you know, whatever. It's going to be like 80 grand or something, which sadly isn't going to pay back the price of the truck or the trailer or any of it. But at this rate, that's what it is. I mean, we're grabbing equipment. Stuff isn't necessarily going to pay for itself. We still have the straw. But we're making headway as far as capability. That's the thing at this. That's great. That's actually, that's pretty cool. Digging it. Not the biggest trailer out there. But, you know, with the unrealistic holding, it holds plenty. So that's all that really matters. And it takes up less space, I guess. So that's cool. And we're, quite frankly, on this map, we're going to be hauling, you know, a ton once we get going. I would assume the harvest numbers are going to get pretty high. I don't mind having the unrealistic number there. Just too much work. Running tons and tons and tons of loads back and forth. You know, some of it's about efficiency. As I said when we started this, fun farming is going to be the thing. We're not going to try to crazy struggle to do things down here. Just see if we can see how much of the map we can get. Alright, let's see if we can weed this through here, or do we just get rid of, we're going to get rid of fences is what we're going to do, because that's harder than it needs to be. Good thing we went with the short rig. Now we'll see how much that pays off. What a grain. This trailer does not unload super fast, but that's fast enough. And it's paying us positive. Alright, 93,000, so a little bit more than was anticipated there. Sticking around. Ooh, make the turn. No. Yeah, this is gonna be tight. Snaking our way around here. Yeah, like that fence. That fence just should go away. That life will be a lot easier getting in and out of there. Alright. Then we go back. Alright, we will position this for future fun. And then we will have to pick up some more equipment because we're going to have to do something with the straw. And so whether that's bale it or what, at this point we're down to 290K. Can we still go where I want to go? This direction? No. I mean, yes, but no. So where's the best place to turn around here? Is this gonna work? Ah, yes, sir. Short trailer coming in handy. Actually, that's not bad, I guess. At 400,000 is quite a bit. But like when you start looking at like potatoes, stuff like that, root crops, man, root crops will fill up that 400K pretty quick. So you still be running a lot of trailer loads. Alright, I think we'll get this. This way, what time we got? Oh, it's rolling on just about noon. It's about the middle of the month. We'll try to get one more. We didn't get anything inside. I just don't know how this is going to fly. We're going to have to start moving. Calling in a reinforcement soon enough. Alright, if we peel this one, it's back here, and getting rid of some fences back here is not going to be a big deal. That's for sure. Okay. We need to buy. What do we got back here? We got. This thing does not have huge horsepower, but it's going to have to participate. Well, baling would be an option, I think. Where is, let me see here. I think if we just go with a forage wagon and pick up the straw, that would be the cheapest way to do it, which we could, again, there's no plains and prairies anything here. These are going to hold, you know what, at this point, in the interest of time, well, these hold even more, cost way more, so that'll be our upgrade at some point. We'll just go with one of these. I believe it's an Omatama mod, the Lizard TARDIS pack. Very, common, fit around everything. Low XL capacity, silage additive. Yeah, cool. We'll say this is. Suppose we could almost just leave it that color. I would probably change the rims because I do probably dig that. So we have tons of options. I think for now, well, how would that look? Oh, yeah, no, we'll go back. Whoop, oh, mistake. Mistakes were made. Okay. Let's get rid of the plate there. Cool. And then, yeah, wait. Double check, make sure we get everything. Yes, cool. Huge capacities. That's what we need right now. That's definitely what we need in the interest of time. Alright, so let's go get that hooked up. Sweet. Booking and booking. We are out of here. Look out. Watch out, good people of Oak City. There we go. Hit the road. Well, I'm doing 33. I guess that's not so bad. Plan to be able to try. It's not gonna hook up to that big track, that big trailer though. Yo, boy, yo, it's an intersection, bro. Dude, like no stop sign or what? Like for the main, that's insane. Jesus. I got traffic problems. What do we got for blinky lights there? There we go. Little something. Crazy dude. It's probably the cop coming after us, actually. Alright, let's get down here and we're gonna go grab up the straw, obviously. That's gonna get sold, then we'll have to get down if we can, I suppose we could try to pull that field over there and keep this stuff. Finances are getting to become tight, so it would be cool if we could turn around and get in some sort of income. Oh, I should not have turned there. I mean, it'll definitely work, but that was probably not the best way to go. Alright, so let's get this thing into the field and we will go from there. Here we go, turn it into the field, which I suppose is right about where we started with the other one. So we will drop down the pickup, turn that bad boy on, get it in a row here. Let's see, are we going to get the GPS? We just want one head row. 10 we should be on. I think that's a 16 meter head. We'll see how that works. Looks all lined up good enough for me, so let's see how well that's all gonna work. Off and running. Did not pick up any silage additive, obviously. Well, we have the tank for it there. Doesn't do anything for hay, so, or straw, at least as far as I know. Does for hay, not hay. Silage additive. So as far as I know, it only works for silage. Not going to do anything for the straw. No point in putting it in there yet. Quite frankly, we don't have the money. So with this, we are kind of hoping that money comes out of the straw. So hopefully we get a fair amount of this and can sell it for a decent price. Don't know if we'll be, I don't think we'll be hanging on to any of this. This again just going to be a kind of a steal it, strip it off the field and sell it thing. Just going to save us from doing contracts, whatever happens. We definitely know we would not have gotten the $90-some thousand there for harvesting this field, but we want to get things off and running and be working our own fields with our own production soon enough. And this is just going to be an easier way to get us going. We could do a variety of contracts, rent equipment, and grind all of those out, but we're really trying to get things going. Bigger picture kind of is the thing with this farm. So got to get it moving is the target. So again, just filling in with the base equipment, just trying to use some of the Plains and Prairies equipment because it's the new stuff. I honestly haven't touched any of this stuff yet, and so I figured it'd kind of be a cool way to start going with this. The lights are great on that thing. Do have some really cool features in the new. Great looking tractor. Good thing that seat moves. This thing definitely tosses around quite a bit. Nice having the sunroof. Sounds good. Looks good. Pretty good visibility out of that one. That mod, the Lizard TARDIS trailer's always been great. You want to get things moving along, especially as a solo player. Just a massive help. Way easier to turn around. It picks up, you know, massive amounts. Makes things way easier as a solo player, in my opinion. Does a pretty good job on the pickup as well. Not huge, but it does a pretty good job of getting the field pretty clean. Again, these ones obviously don't have to be perfect. That's the nice thing here, because they're just kind of free fields. So turn around and we'll get this thing at least filled up, and then we'll go see what we get out of it as far as price when that gets done. There we go. It looks like this will be the row that we fill up on. So we did get about half the field, just about half the field, but then we have the whole head row actually in there, so we have more than half the field. So I think we'll turn around and at least take this when it fills up and then go sell it. Maybe the rest of the field we'll just keep it. Honestly, it's taking quite a bit of time to work over these fields when it's all said and done. So we'll just kind of see how much we get in for the month, or if we can get to the end of the month. I don't know. I guess I wasn't planning on the fields taking as long as they're taking, so then I don't know. We'll be maybe a little more careful with what we pick and choose to try to get through for the rest of the month. I know there is a nice field over here. What is that? That's oats. So that would be a sale. Not really going to use oats for much, although we could turn it into flour, I suppose, and go that route with some sort of grain mill. Give us a nice steady income, I suppose. This tractor should do running over some bushes. No problem running down bushes, but it should do us a pretty good job of field running, or trailer running anyway. On this map, I believe the only place we can sell straw, could double check, but I've already looked, that and pretty sure I remember that the only place we can sell straw is way out here. So that's where we're headed. High Plains Cattle Company. High Plains Cattle Company. Right. Alright. Well, that's where we're headed. There is the cattle ranch off to the side that we are looking to buy. Obviously nowhere near enough money to pick that up at this point now. That's about $1 million. See, it does already have cows out in the lot, so we will be trying to pick that up when we can. But with that, I think we will get this delivered out there and see where we end up money wise. Obviously we still have another half or so of a field to pick up out there, so we just in the middle here. And here we go, approaching our point of sales. The cattle company out here, way out on the western edge of civilization, as it were. Wilderness out past this, so not much going on out there. There. Drive this in. Pretty simple sell points out here. Not a heck of a lot going on. See if this is worth our time. 80K off of the wheat. See what we get there. 25,000. Yeah, so I mean it's 100,000. So far we made 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 off of flipping that field, which is not horrible, not horrible income. 100,000 o obviously. And the time, it is what it is. I was hoping or thinking we could get to the end of the month, and if we just pull the one field, we definitely could. We've made $100,000 its first month, not bad. But we have spent uber tons. Although I guess we started with 100,000 and we're actually up to 244. So we are still up $144,000, but we turned around. We just made that off of that field, although we still have the field to sell. So I guess actually we're up still a bunch of money. It's just we sold a lot of equipment. So really, hopefully all of our equipment gets wrapped back up in there. But I don't know, we needed a fertilizer yet, or a way to do fertilizer, because we have no way to do that yet. And I don't really want to mess around too much with that and just go big, because I know we're going to have a lot to fertilize at times. Let's be real. And not go too small, but then I guess we don't have to go. Well, actually, there is a Plains and Prairies fertilizer, so we'll be going with that thing to start with at least. That's there's a Fenn fertilizer in there, and we will be checking that thing out. Price range on that thing is around $400 and some thousand, though. I remember that because we've had conversations about the price tag on that thing versus the value. Super expensive, maybe for what you get there, but we will be checking that thing out. So that's going to be our fertilizer, which means we don't have the money for that. Though if we sell the field that we just flipped, we will have the money for it, but then not have a lot of money for anything and have no income. So we got to make decisions, is the thing. If we want to keep flipping, we'd love to get some sort of income for the farm. That's the thing. At this point, we're just living off of harvests, and harvests don't come fast enough to make a lot of money. So we have to make some decisions, whether we want to try to take out a loan or we want to try to flip as many fields as we need for the income. That's the kicker. Let's get this back and get the rest of that picked up and sold, and then we'll see where we're at both. Alright, so getting that sold, $13,200. Almost argues it was barely worth the drive out here, but not really. I mean, $13K is pretty decent money for half a bucket of straw, so there's that in there. Time-wise, it's all about the time crunch and how much you keep making. Obviously, we have a lot more fields we can turn around and flip, and it's like the debate is do you keep flipping all the fields that you can to get a start going? If you skip ahead time, obviously fields are going to get harvested by the AI, and so you're going to lose the opportunity to grab those fields, stuff like that. I don't think I want to turn around and, originally I was thinking to get to the end of the month because snatch up a field, but that really didn't pay anywhere near as much as I was hoping, or give us anywhere near as much boost, honestly, in the right direction as I was hoping for. So as we're kind of driving back here, taking stock, I think we have another few more fields that we could definitely go after, which we will do before we call it the end of the month anyway. So I don't think we're going to end up with that in here. But we did turn around and make, 80, well, actually it was like 90 some, so that puts us probably around 110, and then we had the other, we made at least $120,000, $130,000 so far anyway in free harvest, so that's always a positive. As I said, we have a lot more out here I think that we could get, which is kind of what I'm going to look into at this point. So as we're driving back, we are done up there now, so I think we can sell that. That's going to give us back near $600,000, put us 826,000. I guess we were at like $1,000,001, $1,000,002 before we started buying some equipment, so we're still down about 300,000 for the day, which would be nice to set up. We got the truck and trailer there. The combine's up here. This is ready to harvest. Which is that? 15 acres of canola. Most of it actually looks like it's field. So I think we'll probably head up in that direction. Canola, again, probably selling at a horrible price. But it's near the field where we already have been working. So I think we'll probably transfer over to canola. We can easily get the truck up there. That's the fastest piece of equipment that we have. This, I suppose, we don't need for canola. So this will set up where we are going to grab some more rows, which hang right here. This is not a horrible trailer runner. Honestly, when I first got these tractors, of all of them, I was like, the little one is kind of going to be, I don't know, I was kind of sketched because not necessarily high horsepower or anything, but it does get along at 33 miles an hour, so not bad for like a trailer runner. You're gonna run trailers. Not a horrible way to do it. And as long as they're not big, huge, honking trailers. Alright, I think we should be alright if we park this off here for now. We'll be able to get that into that field. Of course, we're going to need... Where's the other wagon? The other wagon's over here. This will be enough to pull that canola off. But I think I want to turn around and have kind of like a policy of not really driving this trucks out into the fields. Although, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. This is not exactly a speedy operation, but then I'm not sure. I'm leaning more that's on the tractor than the trailer. We are just gonna cut right across this. Why not? We just got them working it over. Give it back to whoever owned it. Who owned it? Oh, I suppose it doesn't tell us in there. Some poor farmer owns it that we borrowed it. It'll tell us in here. Probably. Yeah. Katie. We cleared Katie's weed off for her, and she paid us a lot of money. That's how we look at that. There's one of the big rock structures you can break up in this map. Alright, where do we get? Is that where we go into this field? Yeah, this tractor just doesn't really have the horsepower for this trailer, and I think that's more the problem than anything. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and buy that one up. We'll definitely have to come in here and get rid of some fences. But it is another decent wheat field. This one's 67% yield, so we should get a little more yield off it. 15 acres. We have the one over here. So I was thinking that was canola for some reason. Canola's up here, though. But yeah, so that's another wheat field. We got another wheat field there. We have some fields over here, oats that we could also get into. So plenty more to harvest, which we are going to be targeting. Let's go grab our combine. I don't think we're going to have to worry about disconnecting the head. I'm pretty sure we can get it over there just the way we're running. So we will move the oversized load. We definitely have equipment that can make us money now, so that's a positive. Yeah, everything's okay. I was like, almost looking wobbly or something there for a minute. No, everything's looking fine. Great wide tracks, looks super nice. I dig it. It's a great looking combine. Can't say that enough. Absolutely dig it. That trailer looks super awesome. Just gotta get some more. Oh, let me guess. We pinched ourselves. We're breaking all our brand new equipment. Alright, come off of there. That was just poor judgment. That's coming out of the paycheck. How's the paint? The paint's good. Yep. That'd be the thing. Alright. Let's get you out of the way. Which is just kind of silly. We are going to totally block the road if we do that. So we're just going to have to turn it around and get it out of the way, get it out of the way. Whoa, fish. Oh, there's a lot of fish in there. They're big. I wonder if there's some sort of fishing mod. That'd be cool. Let's check that out. Where'd the fish go? Man, that was fish in here. There we go. Fish. Trout. Check that out. Yeah, that's cool. It's moving too. Yeah. That's cool. Need a little feature in the map. Gotta dig that. Ah. It's the little things that make it fun, right? Alright. Let's jump in here. We'll get this thing over in the field now that we took the paint off everything with it. Excuse me, sir. And set this one up here. It's kind of an interesting looking field. Yeah, I think actually we will probably set that there. Turn around and go, listen, we're going to have a lot of work to do. I think a lot of it we'll try to squeeze in, see if we can get some help from the crew and try to get as much of this actually worked as we possibly can before we move on to the next month. I think we'll go ahead and start the next episode before we actually get to the next month, so we see where we come out with all that before we go on. But I think with that one, we are going to call it a win and say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free. They sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.